this is TH with the guitar lesson that we spoke about when we were in Nepal near Mount Everest Base Camp at Dingboche. And I'm going to try to do this in one take because I'm flying to the US tomorrow and I don't have time to edit. So let's see if I can't give you the basics of the jazz chord scale that we talked about. Basically, it's building a chord on each of the notes of the diatonic scale. So in F, for example, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. You'd build it like this: do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. And we can do the same thing rooted in B flat. Going do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. And here's how you do it. It's basically when you build the chord scale, the first thing is you are going to create a major 7 for the 1 chord. That's the root. And I'll show you how to play that in a second. The 2 chord is a minor 7. The 3 chord is a minor 7. The 4 chord is a major 7. The 5 chord is a dominant 7. The 6 chord is a minor 7. The 7 chord is a minor 7 flat 5. And the 8 or 1 chord again is a major 7. So going down, the 8 or 1, it's the root, is a major 7. Then you have the minor 7 flat 5 for the 7 chord. You have a minor chord for the 6, a dominant 7 for the 5, a minor 7 for the 4, a major 7 for the 4, a minor 7 for the 3, a minor 7 for the 2, and a major 7 for the 1. Let's look at that in a little bit of detail. How do you form the major 7 chord? Basically, it's like an A minor chord. So you know your A minor, but you put the first finger on the root, which is F. So instead of rooting it in A, it becomes an F major 7. Here it is rooted on A, and here it is rooted on F, the same chord. So that's your major 7 form. And that form is good up the neck so that when you get to the 4 chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's the same form. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are your 3 major 7 chords, the 1, the 4, and the 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if you were to play the scale that way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and know that you're doing the major 7 on the 1, 2, 3, 4, on the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's the same form. Your hand doesn't change. It's just that A minor shape with the root being the string above where your, in an A minor chord, where your middle finger goes. That becomes the major 7 rooted on the top string where your index finger goes. So this is an F major 7, F, G, A, B flat major 7 is the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 again is the F major 7 up the octave. Now the 2 chord is a minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's the major 7. To do the 2 chord, you basically do an A major shape. You know the A major shape. Bring it up and put your index finger on the G. So here's your A major shape that you're familiar with. Bring it up a half step and root it on the G. So you could go 1 major 7, that's the A minor shape, then 2, the A major shape. But we like to play it often with the middle finger and bar the A shape. So if you were playing an A chord and you moved it up and you barred it, that would be a G minor. You leave the A string unplayed, it'll be kind of muted by your fingers. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 is your major 7. 5 is a dominant 7. That's the other shape we're going to have to learn. And what you do for that, you know your D chord, right? You move it up a string. Just sounds kind of funky. So from here, move it up, and then root it on the index finger above. And if you do that up on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be the C7. So that's the best way to describe it. It's the D shape, but a string higher so that it covers the B string, the G string, and the D string, and then you put your index finger down on top, and that would give you your C7 chord. Let's look at that shape down on the neck. Let's look at it in the D position. If I start with a D chord, which you know, and then move it up a string, sounds pretty funky until you put the index finger down on the F sharp here, and that becomes an F sharp 7 chord. There's your F major 7, F sharp 7, F major 7. So you can move that anywhere up the neck you like. So now let's do it again. We go on the F, F major 7, G minor 7, A minor 7, B major 7, you know those shapes. Now that C dominant 7 position that we just looked at. And then from C you get to D minor 7, and then go to the other form we're going to have to learn, which is a minor 7 flat 5. Rarely used, but a nice jazz chord. Rooted on the E. It again is the A minor shape, but this time you're putting the root not above the first part of the chord, but above the second. So this would be, if this was a E flat major 7, that would be the same form we did down here when we took an A minor shape and then rooted it in the index finger position above where the C was. That would be an E flat major 7, but what we want is an E minor 7 flat 5, so we have to move this finger up a fret, and that gives us that nice satisfying minor 7 flat 5 sound that leads back to the F major 7. But the way we play it is we tend to do the minor shape with the index finger down on the B string and then the pinky on the string above that. So that becomes our minor shape. And then root with your middle finger. That's the preferred way of playing it. And then you are up at your major 7 for the 8 or the 1 chord. So let's see if we can do that again. We start with the A minor shape with the middle finger on the C, and now the index finger in the F so that it's an F major 7 instead of an A minor 7. So then you have 1 is a major 7, 2 is a minor 7. Once again, that's barring these 3. Don't worry about the E string. Don't worry about that, it'll be muted. And lay your middle finger down for the root. So you have the F major 7, the G minor 7, the A minor 7, the B flat major 7, then the C dominant 7, which is that D shape rooted above on the C. Then a minor 7 form again. That's the barred 3 with the finger there. And then the minor 7 flat 5, which is like an A minor shape down here on the 11th fret. And then the middle finger on the 12th fret on the E. And then your major 7. Now the nice thing about knowing all this is that then you can do this in any key. If you start in G, for example, you'd put your A minor shape down here with the middle finger on the D, and then root it on G. And then you'd be going G major 7, A minor 7, I'm sorry, G major 7, A minor 7, B minor 7, C major 7, D dominant 7, E minor 7, F minor 7 flat 5, and then finally G major 7. So you're basically doing that for the whole scale up the neck wherever you start. So that's one of the positions. The other position is when you're rooted not on the top string but on the A string. So not on the E string but on the A string. And what you do there, you have the same pattern. You're going to be doing major, I'm going to B flat, major 7. Tune up here a second. So you've got B flat, major 7. B flat major 7, C minor 7 flat 5, I'm sorry, B major 7, C minor 7, D minor 7, E flat major 7, F dominant 7, and then G minor 7, A minor 7 flat 5, and then B flat major 7. So that's, let me tune up here again. So that's the same sort of thing, but the pattern is a little different. Here, what you're doing is you're creating what is basically a D7 shape. If you know your D7 shape, you're then moving it up a fret and then up a string. So it's the D7 shape up a string so that your pinky is on the D note, your middle finger is on the A note, and your ring finger's on the F, and then you put the root not in the same fret, but the fret before. And that makes your B flat major 7. And that's going to be for the 1 chord, 2, 3, 4, same thing. So your E flat major 7 is the same position. Because as I mentioned, 1, 4, and 8 are major 7 chords. So I haven't changed my fingering. I just slid it up to the 4 chord and to the 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now that the 2 chord again is a minor 7. And that's basically the D shape, not the D7 shape this time, and it's not changed. The string that it's on is not changed. So play a D and then slide it up a fret, and now lay the root where your middle finger is above on the C note. So breaking that down, your pinky here is on the, for the C minor 7, your pinky is on the D sharp or the E flat. Your ring finger is on the G. Your middle finger is on the B flat. And then your index finger is on the root, which is C. And so that's C minor 7, and then the 3 chord is D minor 7, which is the same form. And then you have your major 7 form for the 1. So 1, 2, there's a minor 7 form, 3, 4 is a major 7, so I won't change now. 5 is a dominant 7, 6 is a minor 7, 6, and 3 and 2 are the minor 7 chords. 2, 3, 6. 3, 2, 3, 6, 3, 2. And now back, major 7 for the 1. So you have 1 is a major 7. Now 2, 3, 4 is a major 7. So shift back to that form, 4. Then 5 is a dominant 7. You probably already know this form, because it's the way you play an A dominant 7 when you're playing A to A7. It's where you lift open a string. So whereas an A generally has a C sharp, an A, and an E, you then lift the middle finger to have that open G. That is a dominant sound, dominant 7. And here you just use your index finger, leave your ring finger open, and use your index finger with a fret in between. So for example, if this is an A7, the bar is actually behind here. It's this ivory piece here. If I move it up a half step and then bar this, I get a B flat dominant 7. So I can go C7, D7, E flat 7, F7. So that's the dominant 7 form. So climbing up the scale, starting in B flat, I'm going B flat major 7, C minor 7, D minor 7, E flat major 7, F dominant 7, G minor 7. Now here comes a bit tricky bit. The A minor 7 flat 5 has an interesting form. It's the same as the dominant that we just did, but instead of spacing it out with a fret in between, because that would be an A flat 7, to get an A minor 7 flat 5, you bring that bar right up to cover that fret that was open. And that makes an A minor 7 flat 5. And then you're back to your B flat major 7. So if you have those down, if you practice those, then you have an ability to play jazz songs up and down the neck. And what I do, for example, if I'm playing a song in F, and I have F major 7, like the one I did in the beginning of the video, I might go down to the D7, G minor, C7, and F major 7. And instead of climbing all the way up 1, 2, 3, 4 to a B flat major 7 all the way up here, I can go to my B flat major 7 in this form. So it's easier than going 1, 4, 1, or F major 7, B flat major 7, F major 7. I can just go F major 7, B flat major 7, F major 7. So we interchange between those two forms. Similarly, if I go G minor, rooted in G, and I want to get to a C minor 7, I can go between them like that, G minor 7, C minor 7. So that's the basic trick. It's just building chords off of the scale. So let that be the first lesson. It'll take a while for you to digest all that. And I'll try to post another video to make it a little simpler for you a little later. It helps to look at chord diagrams so you know where to put your fingers. And I'll give you a link so that you can see that. And then you can start playing your jazz scales. And just for your information, because you might enjoy this, most jazz has what they call a 2-5-1 progression in it. And what that means is when you have a scale of 8 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you have 1 is the major 7, 2 is a minor 7, and it's 2-5-1, so 2, 3, 4, 5 is a dominant 7. So often you'll hear 2, 5, resolving back to 1, 2, 5, 2, 5, and 1. But you don't have to go all the way up the neck for the 5 because you learn the 5 position down and rooted on the A string. So you can go 1, that's F major 7, 2, G minor 7, and then play your C7 rooted down here and back to 1. So be 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1. And there's an easy way to do the 5 chord off of the 2. If you're playing the 2 like this, where you're barring in the sort of A major shape and you're playing rooted here on the G, you can just slip that down. But now put your index finger on the D string, in this case on the E, and that becomes a 9 chord. So it becomes 2 and then 5 dominant 9th. That's a 7-9, and then back to the 1. So you go 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1. So that's all for now. Hope that helps a little bit. Bye.